Today, we are going deep into the dark, twisted mind of a literary master. We're breaking down Edgar Allan Poe's chilling 1846 masterpiece, The Cask of Amontillado, a story that isn't just about murder, but about the terrifying, cold-blooded perfection of revenge.
Right from the get-go, the story hits you with this single, ice-cold sentence. There's no waffling here, no second-guessing. Our narrator, Montresor, has made up his mind. Some mysterious insult was the final straw, and now he is dead set on absolute vengeance. This one line kicks the entire terrifying plot into high gear.
Okay, so first things first, let's get to know the players in this deadly little game. We've got the narrator, we've got his victim, and we've got the obsessive motive that's driving this whole crime. On one side, we have Montresor, our narrator. He's the predator here, cool, calculating, and hiding this burning hatred behind a fake smile. And on the other side, we have his prey, Fortunato. Now, ironically, his name means the fortunate one, but his most important trait is his arrogance. He is incredibly proud of being a great wine expert, and Montresor knows this. He knows that this pride is Fortunato's biggest weakness. But here's what's so clever about this story. Poe never actually tells us what Fortunato did. What was this big insult? Was it even real, or did Montresor just imagine it? By leaving it a total mystery, Poe makes Montresor's hatred feel that much more obsessive and, well, insane. The reason for the revenge almost doesn't matter as much as the madness behind it. So this one word is absolutely crucial to the whole plan: impunity. See, for Montresor, it isn't enough to just get rid of Fortunato. No. His perfect revenge has two rules. First, he has to get away with it completely. And second, Fortunato has to know without a single doubt that his punisher is Montresor. This is a mind game, just as much as it's a murder plot. So, how does Montresor actually set this deadly plan in motion? Well, the setting is everything. He doesn't just grab him in a dark alley. He uses the wild, chaotic energy of the carnival celebration to set the perfect trap. Montresor's plan is just a masterclass in psychological manipulation. He dangles the bait, a rare barrel of Amontillado sherry, then he really plays on Fortunato's ego by saying, you know what, maybe I'll just ask our rival, Lucchesi, what he thinks. Well, Fortunato just can't stand for that. His pride is so wounded that he walks right into the trap. Montresor even pretends to be worried about his victim's cough, all while leading him to his death. And get this, the costume. The irony is just off the charts. Fortunato is dressed as a jester, a fool. He's literally wearing the costume of what he is about to become, the fool who gets tricked and led to his doom. And those little bells on his cap? Yeah, they're about to become the haunting soundtrack to his final moments. So the trap is set. The two of them leave the loud, happy streets of Carnival behind, and their journey starts to go down into the darkness, literally and metaphorically, right underneath Montresor's family home. Just look at this path. Every single step is a deliberate move away from the world of the living. From the bright, bustling streets, they go down into these silent, sprawling catacombs. With every turn, safety gets farther and farther away, and the walls start to feel like they're closing in. Fortunato has absolutely no idea this is a one-way trip. You can almost feel how awful it is down there. The air is foul, the walls are damp and coated in this mineral called niter, and it makes Fortunato's cough even worse. And every single time he coughs, Montresor uses it as another chance to pretend to be concerned, telling him, oh, we should go back, knowing full well Fortunato's pride will never let him. And to make sure his victim stays nice and confused, Montresor keeps giving Fortunato more wine. So while Fortunato gets more and more drunk, his judgment just totally dissolving, Montresor stays perfectly sober, his focus laser sharp. He is in complete and utter control. And then they finally reach the end of the line, a deep, dark hole in the catacomb wall. This is it. This is where all of Montresor's careful planning is about to explode into a moment of pure horror. Before the very drunk Fortunato can even begin to understand what's going on, Montresor springs the trap. He whips out a chain and locks him to the wall. Just like that. The friendly search for a rare wine is over. Fortunato is now a prisoner, and the real nightmare is just beginning. Montresor starts the slow, deliberate work of walling Fortunato in alive brick by brick.
And with each new layer of stone, Fortunato's mind just completely shatters. His drunken confusion turns into horrified understanding and then into panicked screams, which Montresor cruelly mocks by screaming right back at him. He isn't just burying his victim, he is savoring every second of his terror.
In the suffocating darkness, the only sound left is the frantic jingling of the bells on Fortunato's cap. That little sound becomes the symbol of his struggle, of his hope draining away, and finally, of his life just fading out. When the bells fall silent for the last time, Montresor knows his work is done.
The final brick is in place, the wall is finished. But hold on, the story isn't quite over. Poe leaves us with one last chilling detail that really shows us the true depth of his narrator's evil. Get this, Montresor is telling this story half a century after he did it. 50 years. For 50 years, that wall hasn't been touched. For 50 years, he has carried this secret, not with guilt, but with this kind of twisted pride. He didn't just get away with it, he truly believes he achieved his perfect revenge. And these are the very last words of the story. May he rest in peace. Coming from anyone else, it'd be a prayer. But coming from Montresor, it is the ultimate, triumphant, final taunt. The last nail in Fortunato's coffin, said with a smirk. So why does this story still get under our skin after all these years? It's because Poe was a master of these tools. The irony is just everywhere. The horror isn't some monster jumping out of the dark. It's the psychological dread of being trapped inside a killer's head. By forcing us to see the world through Montresor's eyes, he makes us, the reader, almost complicit. And every single detail, from the carnival to the cough to the catacombs, is engineered for one single unified effect: absolute terror. And that leaves us with one final haunting question. I mean, the act itself, walling a man up in a tomb, is horrific. But what's the true horror here? The crime itself? Or the fact that the person who did it feels no crime was ever committed? What's more chilling, the murder? Or a mind that can look back on it 50 years later, not as a guilty burden, but as a flawless work of art?